Good morning, day 132. I'm at Moose Mountain Shelter tenting area. It's about 10 trail miles north of Hanover, New Hampshire. I have packed everything up, slept here last night, and I'm headed out. This right here is the water source for the shelter. It is a seasonal source and not available now, which I knew ahead of time. So I have less than 2 liters of water this morning. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to get water. I mean, I know that the guaranteed water is a long ways away. So I need to conserve a little bit. There might be some water in about 3 miles, but it's pretty iffy. Well, I've reached the north peak of Moose Mountain. Moose Mountain actually keeps going. Took a little break here. It's a hiker highway in here. This is lumber for replacing boardwalks. They even have a sign about it that they are rotting. So far, so good. These seem okay. What a pretty pond. So far, there's just been one board that folded underneath me, but I've reached an area where there is a rotten board end, and it's pretty questionable right up here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is definitely the area that needs some help right there, but I can still walk on it. That was not as bad as I expected. No idea what that is. Right on the side of the trail. In the next 1.3 miles, I am going up 1,200 feet. I have had a very cruisy downhill morning. 3.5 miles, almost entirely downhill. It is about 9:45 a.m. This is going to be very steep. The nice thing about this steep uphill part of the trail is that there are rocks and logs to sit on at very regular intervals. I keep sitting down. I can see that there's usually a really nice view here, but there's smoky haze again today, so there's not a lot of visibility. I made it to the top. I get to go downhill. And then, as a reward, there's a big rock and a pretty view in less than 1/4 mile. Not sure how much of a view there will be with the haze. But I'm going to take my pack off and sit down. I'm pretty sweaty after that climb. There's a lot of dripping. Can you see on my forehead? Hazy, hazy. I'm on a spur trail and there's a fence here. Okay, does that mean you can't go off out there to the rocks? What? Oh, falcons and sensitive plants. Let's see if there's another place for the people to have a view. Nope, just fence. I really wanted to just sit down and have a break, but this just doesn't seem like it. This is how a lot of the water sources look in this section. They're not really water sources anymore. These signs are so nice. So I've been 5.7 miles and I'm not going all the way to the next shelter. It's too much elevation gain. But this is called Trapper John Shelter, which is funny. There is no water here, and that would make for a very short hike. So I'm pleased that I figured out a place to stay. Crossing an old road. Hikers are always figuring out logistics. I'm at a brook. I've hiked 8.5 miles and I have potentially less than a mile to go to the place that I'm going to camp, but I'm going to dry camp again. So I am again cooking food by the water. This time I'm also by a parking lot. My mushroom risotto is just sitting. It'll be ready in about 15 minutes. And then I will add some tuna and olive oil. And while I'm waiting, I can tank up on water from this lovely stream. Already today, I've climbed up 1,900 feet and I've gone down 2,800. Once I leave the brook here, it's my campsite that I'm looking for is less than a mile away, like maybe 0.9. And the climb is at least 800 and something feet. So it's pretty steep. We'll see if I can find that tent site. I'm glad to be resting here and eating and getting water and airing out my feet. And it's nice that it's only 2:15. That is really, really nice. Well, I had a nice long break here, an hour and a half, and looked at my maps to figure out how long I'm going to have to wait before I can get water tomorrow. And it looks like it's about 6 miles. That is a long time. So right now I'm carrying 3.5 liters of water, which is really a lot of weight. It's been a nice place. A day hiker came through this parking lot and I asked him if he would be willing to take my trash. It hardly weighs anything. I love getting rid of my trash. And he said yes. So I'm carrying a little less. The AT goes north this way. At the other end of the parking lot is what they call the Ranger Trail. And both trails go up to Smarts Mountain, which I'll be crossing tomorrow. But the Ranger Trail is actually the old AT, and it has water sources along it. But the new AT has views. Well, these look like trillium, but they look like berries. I don't know what that is. Just gonna walk right up this rock face. I just came out of the woods. It's more open here. I've got lots of rocks ahead of me, but open sky. I'm up on Lambert Ridge. I can see water in the distance, and I don't have a frame of reference to know whether that's maybe one of the bodies of water I went past today. I don't know. It's really very pretty. It's still pretty smoky, hazy, but a little less so. And this is what I'm standing on. Here's the trail, and here's the tent spot. It's not really ideal because it is right next to the trail, but it is ideal because of distance. Good news for me, I found this even better spot downhill and hidden from that spot that's right beside the trail. I like this spot much better. Then you can see there's this little trail here. It actually goes out to the ledge where the view is. Well, I poked myself just on a tree branch, but I had my sleeve over my arm. I didn't realize that I broke the skin until I saw a million blood dots. So I washed it, and now I'm going to use an alcohol pad and put a Band-Aid on it. I came out here to have a little mini dinner and a snack, and I'm at the rocks where I was earlier because my campsite is close enough. But check out how the weather changed. There's a tiny bit of rain and some pretty thick cloud cover. I was gonna see if I could catch a sunset. I'm not sure. It's like barely sprinkling. I'm having peanut butter with dried cherries and a tortilla while stretching. Hey, I can actually see where the sun is now. It's not time for sunset, but I can't tell if there's even going to really be anything. And it is time for me to get in my tent. It's 7:30, and it's really nice to get to camp so early. I just need to change my clothes. I kind of doubt I'm going to get out of the tent when it's time for sunset to see if there's anything to see.